Okay guys, so today we are going to be packing my hospital bags. As you guys probably know, I am actually having a home birth. We've had our last 2 births been home births. This will be our 3rd home birth. Our first 3 were hospital births. However, I pack a hospital bag every single time, regardless of having a home birth or not. For me, it's just I have serious anxiety upon the thought of if I had to be transferred or we had to go into hospital, whatever the case is, not having my belongings. That's really important to me. It makes me really stressed out thinking about like last second running around and trying to pack a bag or going to a hospital without my stuff. So for me, it makes more sense to have a hospital bag packed, and then I actually just use it as my birth bag anyways, because I end up needing a lot of the same stuff at my home birth. So I just bring the bag down into my birth space at home. So I'm gonna pack a hospital bag anyways. I usually end up having to pack 2 bags, which is one for me and one for baby. I'm gonna see if I can do it all in one this time, but we will see. So I'm gonna go through all the stuff that I add in my own hospital bag, and you guys can also go ahead and download the hospital bag checklist that I made for you guys, and I've actually made 2 this time, one of them for baby and one of them for mom/partner, so whoever your support person is as well, to have some of their things as well on there. That way you guys can download it, print it off if you want, and go through and check off the stuff as you're adding it in to your bag. Okay, first things first, pretty simple. You're gonna want an actual bag. So you want like a good sized duffel bag. This is actually my Fawn Design Weekender bag. I'm super excited about it. I've wanted one for a really long time for my hospital bag, and I finally pulled the trigger and got one for this birth. But we also just needed to replace our duffel bag, so it worked out well in my favor. You're gonna want one with a handle, like a over-the-shoulder handle, so it's easy for you to grab, and you're gonna want one that's big. Like, this is a really nice big size, so it's perfect. Okay, so I'm trying really hard this time not to overpack. I'm a really classic overpacker, in particular with hospital bags, so I'm gonna try to chill out a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to say you need is like 4 burping cloths or receiving blankets. These are burping cloths. I have 2 different kinds. I'm gonna say 4 is probably safe for a hospital bag, and for depending on how long you're staying. And then a blanket. I usually bring 2 blankets, never need them. So honestly, 1 is good. You want like a good thick blanket so you can do lots of skin to skin where baby doesn't need to be wearing clothes. This is my Willoughby. This is actually super special to me. I actually ordered this blanket when I was pregnant with our lost baby, who I was pregnant with just before this baby. And so it's really special to me to have this blanket present with our rainbow baby, because I feel like it was kind of given to this baby by our last baby. So anyways, I'm gonna put that in there. So 1 really good thick blanket. Next up, swaddle blankets. Honestly, 2 should be fine. If you're someone that really stresses about swaddling and can't figure it out, you can use the Velcro ones. Like I said, I would recommend 2. Even if you're not necessarily planning on swaddling, I would bring swaddling blankets. They're just super beneficial to have around for 1,000,001 reasons. And honestly, babies, in my opinion, need to be swaddled. Okay, getting into the clothing range. So for 1, you're gonna want, pretty easy, your take-home outfit. So whatever you're planning on kind of having your baby in first, like for first pictures, like all the fancy kind of things, you're gonna want that for sure. And then you're gonna want, I'm gonna say 2 sleepers. These are Noble sleepers. They're the waffle. They're a bit like thick. But because we're having like a early April baby, it will need to be a bit warm. Remember, babies need to be 1 layer warmer than we are dressed. So 2 sleepers should be okay. I'm stressing because I'm someone that's like, bring 5, but and then you're going to want, I'm bringing a little sleep suit as an outfit, because I'm going to say you're probably going to want 3 outfits, including your take home, just because of blowouts, like excessive spit up, and if you potentially have to stay longer. And then I'm also going to bring 2 different onesies. Just because I do like to like throw baby in a little onesie, and just have them in a onesie and do like kind of in between skin to skin, with a little onesie on, like a blankie. I think that's always beneficial. I'm not bringing pants minus my outfits. Like I'm bringing onesies individual of themselves. I'm not bringing pants individual of themselves because they either will just be an outfit or just a onesie. I don't feel you need it, but I also would recommend a little pair of booties. These are the Fit and Mints ones, and I'm really stoked on them. So booties or socks. I'm really picky with baby socks. So I try and avoid baby socks until I kind of have to use them. But socks or a pair of booties to keep those little feet warm. Next up, you're gonna need some kind of hat for post-birth. So this is a little knot hat. And then I'm also bringing a bonnet because I love bonnets. And then I'm also going to have a bow in there in case the baby is a girl and we want to throw a bow on. But you are going to need a hat. So like a bow is totally optional. You don't need to have a bow necessarily, but you do need to have a hat. Babies lose so much heat through their head. You need to keep them warm. You're going to need a hat. So if you're doing skin to skin, you need to have a hat on them. So I'm bringing both. I'm not actually a hat person. I can't stand hats on babies. I much prefer bonnets, but bringing both, especially like immediately post-birth, a knot hat's just easier. Then I'm also going to be bringing some like bum cream. This is the Earth Mama organic diaper balm. You probably are not going to need something heavy like Sudoku cream or like a full-on diaper rash cream for the first little bit, because they're not going to, like in theory, they're not going to be getting a diaper rash in the first few days. But something like the diaper balm is really nice because their skin is so new, right? So putting a little something on there just to help it kind of adjust and also have diapers on for the first time, I always really like doing. So I would do a diaper balm. Now this stuff is totally optional and not everyone's going to have stuff like this, but like I have like a pacifier holder that really is just actually for cute photos, to be honest with you. And then pacifiers. I'm a pacifier pusher. We start pushing pacifiers in our babies literally from day one because I have hyperlactation. I cannot have a baby just chronically on me comfort nursing. So we are huge pacifier people right off the bat. So I bring them. They should be sanitized and will be sanitized previous to use. But so if you're someone that's planning on bringing pasties, go ahead and put your pasties in your bag. And like I said, like a cute little pacifier holder. And then also these are like nameplates and announcement plates. So for photos, if you're planning on doing that, you want to put those in your hospital bag. I would say that is good for baby. I'm pretty full, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to get a second bag for me and Jay. Okay, so for mom, one of the things that I really wish I utilized better when I had my hospital births was utilizing the stuff that they give you at the hospital. For example, they give you the mesh panties and they give you the massive pads that you need postpartum. I actually, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have brought underwear to the hospital. I would just keep asking for mesh panties and the huge pads, because honestly those are the best things for the first few days. At the Freedom Mom disposable underwear that I'm super stoked on, but I would just be utilizing that at home and really using the hospital stuff that they give you because it's great. Same with diapers. I always bring my own wipes because my hospitals have the dry wipes that I don't like. But I would also be utilizing the diapers a lot more than I did because they do provide them to you, at least in Canada, they provide them to you. That being said, I would put 4 to 5 Depends in your diaper bag. I don't have my Depends yet, so I can't show you them to put them in, but I was saying this in my home birth blog. Depends are actually a game changer for me labor-wise. When I'm ruptured, my water's ruptured, I hate the feeling of leaking. I hate that feeling of being sticky and wet and gross. Depends are amazing for that. They help you so much when your water is broken. And also the first like 24 hours, you're bleeding so much. There's just so much grossness going on down there. Honestly, Depends are great. They also are so stretchy. They don't at all put any pressure on your stomach, which is something I have such sensory issues, especially post-birth with stuff that's like tight on my stomach. Depends are the best. So I always purchase Depends for postpartum, put like 4 or 5 in your diaper bag to have for both labor and postpartum. But one thing that I would recommend bringing is your own peri bottle, like the Freedom Mom peri bottle, because it's the upside down one. The ones that they give you, I mean, they're fine. I've used them for all previous postpartums, but they are hard to spray up that way. So really I would recommend the upside down one by Freedom Mom if you can, and then that I would bring with you to the hospital and not use the hospital one. Okay, now on to the basic stuff that you're gonna need. So one thing, you're gonna need a phone charger. Go ahead and buy a phone charger just for your hospital bag. Trust me on this one. Or if you have an extra one at home, that's fine too. Put it in your hospital bag. Do not rely on bringing your one that you use every single day into your hospital bag. It will get forgotten and it will be a mistake. Also, bring an iPad or something like that. If you're planning on having like taking your own pictures, bring your camera, whatever that is. If you do use that stuff daily and you need, like you can't have it in your hospital bag, make sure you put a big note with like Sharpie writing on it and put it on top of your hospital bag so that when you're grabbing it, it's really easy for you to see, note, and go, oh yeah, we have to grab that. Fuzzy socks, always, always fuzzy socks. The hospital floor is just so cold and gross, and it's just so cold in there. And another thing is slippers. Slippers, I always bring slippers and cozy socks. I guess you could bring one or the other if you wanted, but I always have both. I cannot walk on the hospital floors without some form of shoe on. Next, you need flip-flops. In addition to your cozy socks and your slippers, you need flip-flops. Most hospital bathrooms have like the shower on the floor. Like it's not like a tub kind of situation. It's a shower on the floor. You want to wear your flip-flops in and out of the bathroom. And even if you don't have a shower situation like that, believe me, the bathroom is just so gross. You want flip-flops for the bathroom. I am a germaphobe, but regardless, you want the flip-flops. On to clothing options. So I always bring a robe. Always, always bring a robe. That is easy access for nursing, easy to get on and off. You can wear it into the bathroom, in and out. And then also pajamas / loungewear. I would bring 2 sets of pajamas and loungewear for easy convenience in and out. And then next, I'm getting into like clothing wise. So you need a take home outfit for you as well. But honestly, my biggest mistake, my first few babies, which were my hospital births, was trying to look cute going home from the hospital. It's a mistake. Honestly, just go for comfort. I'm bringing like a cute sweat set, but like it's a sweat set. You don't want anything that's going to be digging into you. You honestly don't even want like a tight bra. So anyways, cute sweater set that I will bring for me. And then another just basic outfit for in the hospital, sweatpants, like loose band sweatpants and a loose t-shirt is more than fine if I feel like getting out of pajamas. You don't need more than that. Then I bring some kind of zip up sweater like this, which is loose. It's loose, it is warm, but I can have it open. I find the hospital really inconsistent as far as like heating goes. So I like to be able to easily strip down or have it open. Whereas like a crew neck or something like that is a bit more committed. And then last but not least, on regards to clothing, you're going to want like bralettes or some form of nursing bra. Again, you don't want an underwire. You don't want one that's like cute. You just want something that's super comfy that you can live in. Like these are just like Bambi and Birdie really loose bralettes, so that I feel okay enough like walking around, so I have some form of bra on, but you do not want anything that's like remotely constrictive. Next up, you're gonna bring what you're thinking you ideally want to labor in. I usually labor in a sports bra and like shorts. It's just a basic sports bra. And then I'm also gonna be bringing, this is like my favorite lounge type dress. It's my row dress. And it's super easy to get on and off, and it's non-constrictive. So I'm thinking that'd be super nice to labor in. So I'm bringing that as well. And then just like a pair of shorts. You know, just think of like convenience. I hate the hospital gowns, so that just won't happen. So think of convenience, something that's easy to get on and off, but also comfortable, and you feel comfortable being in and like working out kind of thing. As for toiletries, I just basically bring like the basics of what I would bring if I was going away. So, you know, your toothbrush and your toothpaste, but I also recommend buying a separate toothbrush and toothpaste because you don't want to be living out of a bag for potentially weeks waiting to go into labor. So I would just buy a backup toothbrush and like a travel toothpaste to put straight in there. You want to make sure you have hair ties. That's something that always like is really big to me, and making sure I have hair scrunchies to easily throw my hair up with. And then I also just buy like hotel size shampoo and conditioner and like a body wash maybe to take with me, just for the same reason. I don't want to be living out of a bag for weeks. I actually don't love showering in the hospital. If I end up in a hospital, all my other hospital births, I've ended up going home really shortly after my birth. So I like to come home and shower, but I still would bring it in case I end up staying there for longer than a couple hours. You would end up wanting to shower. So yeah, your toothbrush and toothpaste, like face wash if you have face wash that you want to use, and then I would just bring like travel size shampoo and conditioner. Hand cream is really good because it gets really, really dry in there. And then deodorant. I don't bring tons of toiletries with me, like I said, because I ideally leave the hospital really quickly. A few extra things to note that are not at all needed, but like nice things to have in your hospital bag is things like your own water bottle. I have a water bottle that I favor a lot, so I would bring that, and I would put that like on a note on my hospital bag to remember to take that with me. Some snacks are always really good to throw in there, like some granola bars or energy bars, stuff like that, like things that are comforting to you and things that are just easy to snack on in the hospital while you're there. Magazines or a book or something like that. Like I said, an iPad is really great to add in. But those are all just things that you can personalize a little bit to yourself. And then for partner, I would just bring 2 days of like 2 different pairs of underwear, socks, and then like a change of clothes. I mean, honestly, for space, I would just kind of throw those in quickly, and then your partner has something that they need, you know, like they can change quickly if they need to. And then I always bring my own pillow. And then I always bring my nursing pillow as well. If you're planning on using a birthing ball, you can check if your hospital has one, or if you're bringing your own, to bring your birthing ball. And the other thing is I do bring like a really big throw blanket, just because I really don't like the hospital blankets. Like I said, I'm a classic overpacker, but I also just know it makes me comfortable. So I would also be bringing a throw blanket from my home that smells like home. And my pillow, I always have those. And I, again, write that on the note on the top of my hospital bag to remember to bring my throw blanket and my pillow to make sure I don't leave them behind. And I think that's pretty much everything for the hospital bag, guys. I'm going to go through, make sure I added everything onto the checklist. Please feel free to download and print off the checklist so you guys have them, and so you can easily go back and check out what I have in my hospital bag or what I recommend. And if I think of anything else that I didn't include in this, I will add it on there. And thank you so much for watching, guys.